If you're in the country illegally, you're on the table.
Said in a statement, criminals will no longer be able to hide in America's schools and churches to avoid arrest. What?
In the military. And so I say all of this to say that I am disappointed, disgusted, and saddened by what I'm seeing.
I've actually seen some video this weekend of Latinos who voted for Trump crying because now their abuelas and their tios are getting deported.
Right.
I'm having a very hard time mustering up any sympathy for those
that,
people.
Yeah.
Stop everything you're doing and get ready for all the truth that the media is trying to hide from you. But here in this video, you're going to learn everything without any filters. The hosts of The View are absolutely freaking out over Donald Trump's absolutely controversial deportation decisions, which has been making noise while they're whining. And while they're whining, we're out here truly celebrating this achievement of Donald Trump. And let's indeed start by exposing the lies and showing that deportation is essential for America. So get ready to see how Trump is keeping his promises while the left are writhing in anger.
U.S. Border Czar Tom Homan has started using ICE agents to conduct a nationwide raid and the U.S. military to carry out mass deportations of undocumented citizens. Now, he told ABC News Chief Global Affairs correspondent Martha Raddatz that this is just the beginning. Take a look.
Is this what we will see every single day, ending in what the president has promised is millions and millions being deported?
Yes, but you're going to see the numbers steadily increase, the number of arrests nationwide as we open up the aperture.
The estimates of perhaps those who have been convicted or arrested in the past, 700,000 to over 1 million. So after you do that, then you go after everybody who is there illegally.
If you're in the country illegally, you're on the table.
The acting Homeland Security Secretary said in a statement, criminals will no longer be able to hide in America's schools and churches to avoid arrest. What criminals are hiding in schools?
How many MS-13 members are the age of 14 to 17? Many of them.
Finally, Trump is indeed doing what he promised, cleaning our nation from immigrants, illegal criminals. And while the liberals whine about their rights, we celebrate the liberation and enduring security of America. And it's time to show the world that America is no longer a playground for invaders. No. And Donald Trump came in strongly to put an end to all of this. You won't believe the liberal hypocrisy. When it was revealed that confronted about deportations...
Is this the immigration system fix that people had in mind when they voted? Do you think?
Well, it's hard to tell at this table because no one voted for him. But I think if you were, I don't know yet. It's kind of, it's disturbing what we're seeing, and the headlines and all the coverage would make you think that there's this massive deportation, but by numbers, contextually, President Obama still remains the deporter-in-chief. Even if Trump continues at this rate, he will not even hit what President Obama hit in 1 year with 400,000. But the point here is that it's meant to be a PR campaign. So it's meant to scare people. That's what they're doing right now. And when you look at these flights where they are deporting people back to their origin nation, we don't know who they are, and that's where I'd like to see more transparency. If indeed, right now, everyone on these flights is a violent criminal, I think we can all agree everyone thinks they should leave the country. We were saying that this morning. It's common sense. But what we're not getting is a breakdown of who these people are. On the first day of Trump's presidency, DHS, there was a press release, and they said that they had nabbed more than 300 illegal migrant criminals, including 1 attempted murder and 1 child molester. But what about the other 298? What was their crime? Because I think either you own the fact that these are all violent criminals and break down who these people are, what their crime was, and tell the American people, or tell us what they really are and let us have a healthy debate over the disagreement of how this is being carried out.
Just look at this. While the leftists try to downplay it, the truth is Trump keeps his promise. Every deportation is a victory. This is just the beginning. And every deportation is a national victory. And this is just the beginning. So indeed, get ready, patriots, to truly see America be great again with Trump. And the hypocrisy of the left is about to be exposed. You won't believe what's coming next.
Because, yeah, I think the answer to your question, Whoopi, is yes and no for the public. So 87% of Americans support deporting undocumented migrants who've committed crimes in this country. That's nearly a universal opinion that I think we stand by. 55% express some desire to see anyone who's here unlawfully leave. So that's a lot more split. What I'd say is this when we talk about this issue. Most nations on earth deal with the question of how to secure their border and how many migrants to take in. It's not uniquely American. It's not xenophobic to simply care about it. There's national security imperatives. There's economic imperatives. And what we're seeing now, what matters to me is how it's done, that it's done humanely and safely, and that we're prioritizing the people who shouldn't be here. So again, people who have committed offenses against people, but also I think that it's important that we contextualize it because to Sarah's point, in Obama's first term, 3 million people were deported. That's much slower than what Trump's on pace to do right now. And I'd finally say that I think that America is supposed to be a shining city on a hill. I think that we're a place that welcomes migrants. We're stronger for it. But we should prioritize people like refugees. Right now, there's 1,600 Afghans who helped assist us in this war who are on pause under the Trump administration from coming in. Those are the people who need to come first, not economic migrants. We can't house everyone. We can't bring everyone here. But people who helped our country and are fleeing for their lives should always be able to have a place
Be protected,
here.
yeah.
To answer your question, which is this the immigration fix that this country wanted? I think absolutely there are certain people that wanted to see this kind of pain and destruction for a certain group or type of immigrant. Because if you look at the numbers, yes, the number of immigrants that come from Mexico or of Mexican-born are the largest. But the next largest are Asians. 28% of them come. I don't think they walk across the southern border. I think they come by plane. The next largest are Europeans. I don't think they walk either. I'm just saying immigrants, right?
Oh, not undocumented, though.
A lot of them are undocumented, actually.
But that's not the stat for being
but a lot
of them come by plane and then overstay their visas.
They overstay their visas. They overstay their visas, so they're undocumented. The Europeans that come here that overstay their visas are undocumented, but they don't come across the southern border. So I think there's a very clear message as to what this president wants the look of a criminal migrant to look like, what an undocumented migrant. And I think that's racist.
How ironic, right? The same liberals who indeed idolize Obama are now shocked by Trump. But the truth is clear, right? Trump is simply just doing his job, which the deporter-in-chief started, Obama, right? The difference is that Trump has the courage and pride to admit that he is indeed protecting our nation. Now, get ready to see how the liberals are twisting things to attack Trump.
Let me also say that, in my view, he has circumvented established law by weaponizing the U.S. military.
Can you explain what you mean by that?
Generally, before being deported, you have an asylum case pending in front of a court, and you must appear in front of that judge. Right now, there are 3 million asylum cases and 900 judges. That is why the bipartisan bill that was going to be passed addressed that particular issue. Instead of dealing with it legally in that way, and I'm not saying he's doing it illegally, what he did was declared a national emergency that qualifies as a foreign invasion. And on the U.S.-Mexico border, not any other border. And that cleared the way for the Department of Defense to deploy the military at a 60% increase. I just think that our military members, many of them did not join the military to do that job. And let me say just finally that they are also racially profiling in doing this. In Newark, New Jersey, a business venue on Thursday was raided, and among the citizens that they detained and questioned was a Puerto Rican man and a military vet. For the 50 million thousandth time, Puerto Ricans are Americans and disproportionately serve in the military. And so I say all of this to say that I am disappointed, disgusted, and saddened by what I'm seeing.
Can I make one point of clarity, though?
Please.
Let me get.
So,
Just simply look at the overwhelming majority of Americans. They are supporting the deportation of illegal immigrants. And it's common sense in action. Trump is indeed just doing the will of the people. And while the liberal media is indeed trying to portray this as controversial, don't be fooled.
You know, you asked the question, is this what people voted for? I've actually seen some video this weekend of Latinos who voted for Trump crying because now their abuelas and their tios are getting deported.
Right.
I'm having a very hard time mustering up any sympathy for
said
those
that,
people.
yeah.
And look, I'm an immigrant. I know the desperation that it takes to leave your country. Amongst immigrants in particular, there is no doubt that we want anybody who had the opportunity to come to this great country and committed a crime, we want them punished, we want them deported to the fullest extent of the law. But a lot of good, hardworking people who are in our schools, who are our colleagues, who own houses and businesses here, who are the parents of U.S. citizen children, are getting caught up in this. Because it's been reported that ICE offices all over the country have been given a quota. There is no way they meet that quota just with criminal aliens. And let me just say, I think that what he's done with the military, in addition to the legal aspects that may be involved, has a lot to do with a publicity stunt. The point is cruelty. The point is instilling fear. But it's also very costly. A charter DHS flight, it's been reported, is something like $8,500. A military C-130 is $816,000. So each one of those planes is costing us, so that he can have his picture and his photo op, 100 times more what a charter flight would be. And I have been saying for 2 months that people need to get prepared, because he said this was coming and he's living up to that.
Yes.
So what does that mean? It means that the immigrants out there, if you're an undocumented immigrant, if you've got a kid in school, if you've got a U.S. citizen school, let that school know, give them a list of adults that can go pick up that kid if you are taken in. Have your documents ready. If you can consult with a lawyer, por el amor de Dios, háganlo. And all of those people crying right now and feeling bad by the way they voted, there's going to be another election in 2 years. And we're going to have to wait 2 years of pain. So if you want things to change, get yourselves registered, get yourself active. There's no reason why we should be playing, rolling over and
If you're a
playing
lawful
dead.
citizen, if you're a lawful citizen,
Well,
you
of
can
course, if
register
you're a
to vote.
lawful citizen.
But
I'm
again,
not suggesting any legal person
well, I
go
just
vote
think
illegally.
it's important to clarify that.
And those who indeed voted for Trump thinking they would be the exception are now crying, seeing the law being enforced. Welcome to reality, friends. America is for Americans and for those who respect the laws. And there's no room to choose which laws to follow. And the era of illegal immigration is coming to an end. Trump has indeed been doing what he pledged, keeping his word, protecting and safeguarding our borders and ensuring America. It is certainly a much safer place to live. And if you definitely support a country of laws and order, leave your amen in the comments and share this video with as many friends and people as you can so everyone knows that America is back. And with Donald Trump, indeed, don't let the liberal media control the narrative. I invite you to subscribe to the channel, activate the notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos, and join us together in this battle for the soul of America. Let's show the world that America is and always will be the motherland of the free and the home of the brave. Thank you all very much. Until our next video.